What features should seniors look for in a home to support long-term comfort and safety?
Great question. So there's a couple of different things. Number one, I'll start off with location. And location can encompass a bunch of different things. Location can be in proximity to their medical providers, their doctor's offices. Oftentimes, a lot of seniors have a number of different specialist doctors that they have to see on a somewhat regular or even regular basis. So we want to make sure that their location is not going to take them too far out from a commute to get to those doctors. We see a lot of older adults driving, during the daylight hours. So some people are morning people, some people aren't, but let's just say between the hours of 9 a.m. and like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. maybe, during the time of year with daylight savings where it gets dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They want to be home because eyes-wise, and I can actually relate to this now as I'm getting older, the eyes play tricks on you as you're driving. So proximity to their medical professionals would be one. 1A. 1B would be, a hospital, the hospital of their preference. God forbid if something happens and there's a medical emergency and somebody, either them or their spouse or another loved one or friend or family member has to call 911. How far is that commute to the, to the local, the nearest hospital? Number 3, or 2, I should say, because that was 1A, 1B. Number 2 is their family and friends. Do they want to be close to their family? Do they love their family, or do they have kind of that riff? So how close is their son? How close is their daughter, their sister, their brother, their cousin, whoever it is? That's kind of more of like the geographic logistic, part of it. The secondary part of it is looking at a home that doesn't have steps or has only a few steps maybe to get into the house. As we age, our body doesn't like to go up multiple flights of steps. So having everything on one floor is ideal as we age. In addition to that, and most 55 plus senior housing communities will have this, not a lot of homes that are in neighborhood, developments where there's children, is having larger doorways. Because if somebody gets to the point where, walking becomes too troublesome, and they have to resort to being in a wheelchair, they need to have the clearance to get in the doorways, with the wheelchair. So yes, there are home modifications that can be done, but if they're looking for a new home, that would be one of the recommendations that I would look for. On top of it, counters, whether they're bathrooms or in the kitchen, countertops that are a little bit lower, cabinets that it's easier for them to reach things, not, super high cabinets where they're going to have to stand on a step stool to get something down, because we want to minimize the potential for any falls. And probably the last one that I would say, and it is a massive, colossal one, is a walk-in shower. We do not want something that has that, like a tub that has that big hump, I call it, where they're having to lift their legs, to get in. Again, from a safety perspective, we want to make it as easy as possible and mitigate the potential for falls. The number of older adults who fall in the bathroom and then subsequently pass away as a result of that fall is astounding. So those would be the things that I would recommend.